How desperate would a person have to be to keep his invention a priority, even if it meant risking the lives of everyone? Hi! Fantasy Recapped here. Today, we are going to explain a Chinese fantasy film called Warriors of Future. Let's go! It was the year 2055. Wars sprang out because people were so caught up in deciding who would rule the world that they failed to see the danger of using the rapidly developing technology to make military robots. As a result, global warming and pollution have destroyed the environment. High concentrations of airborne pollutants lead children to be born with fatal diseases. One of them is Sissy, Tyler's daughter. Governments from all over the world worked together to build a huge dome they called Skynet to protect the places where people still lived on Earth. While it was being built, a meteor crashed at location B16. This caused a huge alien plant, which they named Pandora. They found that the plant not only grew swiftly in wet conditions, but that it also helped cleanse the air. While waiting for Colonel Tam to arrive, B-16 Air Force leaders Tyler and Cheng are chatting it up. She has been sent from headquarters to monitor the situation in B-16. Upon her arrival, she and Cheng report to Lee, the commander-in-chief of District B-16 and the brains behind Project Skynet. She demonstrates the gene bullet developed by Dr. Chan. A yellow chemical will prevent Pandora from expanding, but will still allow it to do its air-cleaning duties. The prediction says that the first storm won't bring more than 10 millimeters of rain, but it will spread out over a 2-kilometer area. There will be more than 150 millimeters of rain from the second storm, enough to flood the entire B-16 and endanger the lives of 5.6 million people. Since they only have a few hours to complete the operation, she orders Cheng to make sure it is a success before the second storm hits. A successful implementation of the strategy would eliminate the need to develop Skynet. When Lee says he doesn't think it will work, Tam tells him the plan B, which is to send Orca bombers to destroy Pandora before the second rain. About 160,000 lives could be lost. Tyler and his team are in charge of finding the gene bullet and putting it on Pandora's pistol. Connor and Lincoln, 2 soldiers, sign on for the operation. 3 planes and 2 Orcas were utilized for the mission. Connor's girlfriend, Lucy, is among those responsible for monitoring the plane's location. Cheng and Tam remained at the control room to monitor the operation's progress. As the planes headed toward the target, they all stayed in their formations. There was a rainfall, and the growing reaction on Pandora was picked up by the control room. On Tam's command, the 3 aircraft approached the target and launched the CA bombs. Every step they take is tracked and reported to the command center scanner. After Pandora began the process of absorption, it began to release gas. They instructed Tyler to follow it since it would lead them directly to the pistol. As the gas began to rush downward, they increased their speed in an attempt to catch up to the signal. The other planes obeyed Tyler's orders. However, both planes were lost when Pandora began attacking them. Tyler had trouble following the CA signal after his right engine caught fire. As Tyler battles to fight off Pandora, Lucy reports his airplane's fuel tank is damaged and the fuel level is going down fast. Tyler must be able to guide the aircraft to safety, or the mission will fail. While Tyler tried to get back control of the plane that was falling, Lincoln and Connor fired at the tentacles that were getting closer. He was lucky that he was able to take control of the plane again and keep going in the direction of the CA signal just in time. Once the scanner located the pistol, the Orca let the robots go. At this point, Lee is watching the whole operation and sabotaging the Orca by sending the robots into a building from afar. He intercepts the signals of the robots that are released by the Orca. Tyler's plane crashes because of damage caused by Pandora's tentacles after he finds where the pistol is. Lincoln is seriously hurt. They entered an abandoned hospital to look for medical supplies. On the other hand, when Tam gives the order to begin implementing Plan B, Cheng intervenes to prevent her from doing so. He assured her that they still had 3 hours, and volunteered to go alone to get the guys. Tam turns to Lucy and requests her assistance in determining the cause of the signal interruption. Connor administers pressure to his wound after putting on an oxygen mask for himself and Lincoln. Tyler wears one as well and leaves them to search for supplies in the pharmacy section. The smell of blood and the noise bring in ugly-looking creatures that look like praying mantises, and they start attacking them. As Tyler fights them off, he saves Pansy, an orphan child. Lincoln was slain by one of the monsters, while Connor hides in the morgue. Cheng appears in an armored vehicle piloted by his former squad mate Skunk while wearing one of the robot suits. He kills most of the mantis-like creatures with a hatchet as Tyler saves Connor. After escaping the hospital, the survivors make their way to the structure where the Orca crashed. Lee, back at the control room, begs Tam to start Plan B immediately, but Connor was able to send the pistol scan to the control room, so she figures the mission can still go ahead. Tyler puts on the robot suit as they get to the place. Lucy instructs Connor in private to look for the robot head that intercepted their mission signal. They all three enter the building, but Connor headed off on his own to locate the robot's brain. He tracked it down and uncovered the proof he needed. Cheng, on the other hand, was able to identify the gene capsule, but it was on a truck that was suspended over Connor's location. He makes use of the suit's mobility to leap from one piece of rubble to another. The severity of the damage to the building almost caused him to crash down below, but Tyler was able to save him in time. The two hurried to the position of the capsule, which is at the seat of a hanging car. For some reason, Cheng decides to use the red hose he's seen and throws it at Tyler, who grabs onto it quickly. After obtaining it, the three of them fled the building as it collapsed, fighting the same monsters they had encountered in the hospital. Connor showed the proof that Lee had messed up the mission so that Pandora would be destroyed and he could keep working on his Skynets. The team gets in touch with Lee, telling him they have proof of his sabotage. Lee, being the self-centered individual that he is, assured them he has no plans of turning back. He proposes a challenge to them. They will have to face off against the military robots he controls in order to defeat him. Then he terminates their signal from the command center. Lee dispatches 3 tank-like and humanoid robots after the armored car as the team sprints towards the pistol's location. Enigma was the first robot to chase them. The machine gun in its head keeps shooting the truck. It even launches a missile, which Skunk destroys with the truck's own little rockets. As Skunk drives on, Tyler, Connor, and Cheng fight off the humanoid robots that went inside the truck. A bomb was thrown into the front seat of the truck. Pansy follows Skunk's orders and tosses the bomb out the window. Lee directs Enigma to launch a missile at the bridge as they walk through it, blowing it up. Skunk keeps driving and speeds up so he can make it to the other side. He successfully drives the truck across. Enigma, though, is clinging to its rear end, stopping any forward progress. Cheng chooses to jump out of the car and onto Enigma's head, where he uses all his might to move the machine gun into his hand while it continues to shoot. Enigma's hand gets destroyed, and both of them fall to the ground. Skunk keeps on driving to get to the pistol's location. They left their vehicle behind but took their possessions with them. Tyler tells Pansy to hide by the nearby bus. Connor proceeds to the location and sets up the device to destroy the opening to Pistol's location. After hearing Temora's footsteps come closer, Tyler and Skunk take cover behind a building. He commanded Skunk to go in the other direction as he attacked Temora. Temora continues to fire at him. Tyler rushes at the robot and tries to dodge every bullet as he destroys its satellite dish. As a result, contact with the control room is fully restored. During this time, Lucy gives Tam the results of her investigation. Tam figures out that Lee is the one who is attempting to sabotage their mission. She rushes to his office and confronts him, but he shrugs it off, saying that Plan B will be implemented shortly. Although Skunk successfully launches a missile at Temora, the robot is unharmed. He runs to hide under a big pile of debris to conceal himself. As the countdown for the device to open a portal to Pistol's location begins, Connor flees but is shot in the leg by a humanoid robot. Thankfully, Cheng is there to fight it off, and Connor quickly makes his way to where Pansy is hiding. There, he assures her that there is nothing to worry about. Tyler keeps fighting back against the humanoid robot. Temora rises to his feet and fires a missile in Connor and Pansy's direction. Tyler is outraged upon seeing this, believing that he has just lost Pansy. In his rage, he kills the robot. Skunk throws a bomb towards Temora, who is coming up behind him, and the robot explodes. Cheng, Connor, and Pansy all appear in front of them. Tam hears Cheng saying he's getting ready to enter the pistol, so she calls off Plan B. Cheng walks into the pistol chamber just as the second storm starts to make Pandora grow out of control. When he sees that the monsters are creepily coming toward him, he lets Pandora get the gene bullet virus. This stops Pandora from growing and kills the bugs at the same time. The mission is a success. People, including those at the command center, rejoice. Lee feels he has failed, so he takes his own life. A week later, Pandora is harmless and continues to filter the air. The arrival of Pandora was a ray of hope for humanity. Tyler goes to the moon on a mission to make Sissy's wish come true, while Cheng and Skunk fix up the armored truck.